The magic continues for the Red Sox as they are poised to do something only one Red Sox team has ever done in 125 years. That's win 14 consecutive games. Tonight, baseball's second hottest team pays a visit to Fenway Park. The Baltimore Orioles, and the left-hander Peyton Tolley looks ready to go. Dave O'Brien alongside Will Middlebrooks, also Jemiah Webster downstairs. Very nice of you to join us. And the Orioles will also come in playing their best baseball. They've won 7 straight.
Yeah, it's a fun matchup. Obviously, the Red Sox won 13 straight. You know that. But the Orioles have won 7 in a row, so they're looking good. It's the two teams that have really reshaped the AL wildcard race over the last couple weeks. For the Sox, they've done it with both pitching and offense, almost 6 runs a game. Both the starters and the relievers have been lights out, but it's the fight lately. All these comeback wins that have really impressed me the most. As far as Baltimore, it's been pitching, especially for the bullpen. .77 ERA over those 7 games. Not really giving up much of anything. Their offense, OB, only hitting .210, but they do have 11 home runs over that streak, so that's how they're scoring their runs. It's a fight to see who can stay the hottest right now. This will be fun.
It sure is. Peyton Tolley making his 16th start of the year. He beat this Baltimore team back on June 3rd, 8-1, 6 innings, no runs, 99 pitches, and the left-hander is fresh as he gets the ball. Pitching for some history at Fenway Park tonight. Coming your way next. Baseball on NESN brought to you by Audi. Visit your New England area Audi dealer today. Playing with Heart. Learn more about the risks of bad cholesterol at playingwithheart.com. Subaru of New England. Love, it's what makes Subaru Subaru. By Plymouth Rock, auto and home insurance for Boston sports fans. And by Toyota, recognized as the longest lasting brand. Another spectacular night at Fenway as the Red Sox go for 14 straight wins. Right in the thick of that has been the hot bat of one Wilyer Abreu. For more on Wilyer, let's toss it down to Jemiah Webster.
Well, Dave, this week he was named American League Player of the Week. His first of his career, can go right up there with his gold gloves. He has been on an absolute heater this week following the All-Star break, which seemed to have heat him up. 5 for 14, 4 homers, but none more accentuating than Saturday evening when he turned to the dugout and asked, "Tu eres loco." You got to be crazy to pitch to him with a lefty or right-hander. That's who a lot of the damage has come against. Talk with hitting coach John Soteropoulos about what has him so zoned in.
I think with Wilyer, his focus is just the same. It doesn't matter who's pitching, lefty or righty. He's just locked in and he knows what he wants to accomplish. And when he's doing that and at his best, like, he's just able to hit any pitcher. It doesn't really matter who's on the mound, how hard they're throwing. His performance is just so strong. When he's swinging at the right pitches and he's on time, like we've seen the past couple nights, he's just going to barrel stuff up. And then I think another important thing with him is, like, even before the hot stretch, he was drawing walks. He's swinging at the right pitches. And what you'll see with guys at this level is, as they start to see pitches and draw walks, that's also kind of a leading indicator of success, because it means they're seeing the ball well and they don't feel the need to swing at everything because they're comfortable and they're getting pitches over the middle of the strike zone.
So Sox up against an Orioles team on a 7-game heater. The thing is, the Sox have Peyton Tolley in his first one out of the All-Star break on 7 days rest. OB and Will Middlebrooks on the call with us after this.
.com or your local dealer. By Amazon, spend less on your kids for back to school. Aura, wish you could delete yourself from the internet? Try Aura today. And by BJ's Wholesale Club, make BJ's your home of the save. Get up to 25% off grocery store prices. Baltimore in town for 3. Then the Red Sox will have a day off and invite in the Toronto Blue Jays. You think about where the Red Sox have come going back to June 25th, Will, in the wild card standings alone, and it's incredible.
I mean, look at that, right? Look at the ladder. You passed 10 teams in 25 days. 10, right? You're talking about just play good baseball, play a little over 500, inch your way up. They had to sprint there to put themselves in a position to change the narrative in this front office of what they were going to do at the trade deadline, and they have done just that.
It's just not done.
No, you don't see it.
But it has been done. Look at the Oriole lineup that Peyton Tolley will take on, brought to you by Xfinity. Taylor Ward at the top. It's had a disappointing year, only 7 home runs. Alonso has not. He's had a big year with 21 homers. He's driven in 66.
Here's a look at the Red Sox starting pitcher presented by Toyota. Peyton Tolley, the big lefty, 5-6, 3.11 ERA. His last start against the Mets, a shortened start, 3 2/3 innings, 1 earned run, struck out 7, but only 66 pitches. And as Jemai told you, he's on 7 days rest, so he's feeling good. And then looking at his stuff, you know what you're getting: 89, 90% firm, 4-seam, 2-seam cutter. But there have been more curveballs lately. I think that's helped him with some swing and miss.
Checking on the umpires tonight, presented by M&T Bank, and we'll do that right after the defense.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense, brought to you by Car Shield. Caleb Durbin at third base. You got Chang and Siegler up the middle, Contreras at first. In the outfield, left to right, Duran, Rafaela, and Abreu. And Connor Wong gets a start behind the plate.
Stu Shearwater behind home plate. Jordan Baker at first base. Felix Neon at second, and Rob Drake will make the decisions at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP, brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. You can see how pretty a night it is as we check on the forecast. Clear skies, 79. Does not get much better than that.
Can't beat this. Little wind blowing out to left center. All right. See if those bats stay hot.
Peyton Tolley on the bump. 5-6, ERA at 3.11. And he is a newlywed. He and Devin got married during the All-Star break. And his first pitch tonight, fouled away for strike one. That was 98.
Well, you know you're going to get that, right? Especially with 7 days rest. He's feeling good. Taylor Ward has been good against the Red Sox this year, hitting .522. He's 12 for 23 against us.
And he'll pop this one up mile high. Here's Contreras with plenty of room in foul ground to make the catch. And one down. That'll bring up Pete Alonso. Baltimore, as expected, a good offense. They're 4th in the American League in runs scored. They're 6th in home runs. Although only the Angels have struck out more. And their manager, Craig Albernaz, a Massachusetts guy.
A little different look to their lineup. The first time all year, Pete Alonso's hitting the 2-hole.
He'll take ball one.
Obviously, he's putting together the season everybody expected him to have. 21 homers, 66 driven in.
Mets could have used him. Fouled away.
I think anybody can use that.
The polar bear, he is raking this year again. He'll be followed by Gunnar Henderson. 7-game win streak for the Birds. Of course, it was on the night of April 25th down in Baltimore when the then last place Red Sox fired Alex Cora and most of the staff after a 17-1 Red Sox victory. Oh, how things have changed.
Fastball's coming out here early. The last 2-3 starts, the velo been a little bit down. You saw some 94s, 95, 96. It's 98, 99 right now. He's rested and he is feeling good.
Bit of a grin there from the pitching coach, Andrew Bailey. Here comes the 1-2. And puts him away with a curveball. Struck him out. 2 down.
Well, that swing, that chase to that curveball was set up by 98 and 99, top of the zone. And Alonso, feeling and knowing how late he was, he had to get his swing going. That curveball, it's going to get some swing and miss in that spot. But what I like how he's been using it is early in counts, second time through the lineup, stealing strikes, getting ahead.
Henderson 220, 17 home runs. And takes a ball. Red Sox come into play 50 and 48 in third place, sole possession of a wild card spot. The 1-0 liner and shot past third off the barrier. That'll kick into left field. Heading into second is Henderson in there with a sliding double with 2 down.
Well, you know, we were talking to Jim Palmer before the game about Gunnar, what's been going on with him, and you look at the metrics and everything he's been doing. He's struggled a lot because he's been trying to pull everything. He said in his last game he hit a line drive. He lined out or hit a line drive to left field right where through shortstop. And he wouldn't talk to him and said, hey, that's where you got to be. You got to get back to the left side. Now, that was a little bit of just being late, right, on 98, 99 miles an hour. But that was the swing they've been looking for from him.
Sends up Tyler O'Neill. 199 for the former Red Sox with 6 home runs. He's in right field tonight. And drives that one down the right field line, and that is going to drop fair and off into the stands, and that'll be 2 bases and score a run. And the Orioles in front 1-0. So Neal pick up just his 14th run batted in. And Peyton Tolley was pointing at that foul line like, hey guys, take a look, but it was a fair ball.
A little bad luck here. You were hoping this just floated foul and got into the stands, and yeah, that was
by plenty.
Yeah, by plenty.
So 1-0 Baltimore brings up Kobe Mayo, 198, 13 home runs for the DH. Baltimore just swept Houston over the weekend. And what they're doing more than scoring, and you pointed this out in the open, they're pitching.
Oh, they're pitching in a big way. Their rotation is throwing the ball well, but their bullpen, .77 ERA over this 7-game win streak.
Yeah, just 14 runs allowed by their entire pitching staff over the 7. Took a home run cut, 1-1.
And their offense hasn't been ripping the cover off the ball by any means. They're only hitting .210 over this win streak, but they do have 11 homers. They've been hitting the ball at the ballpark.
As have the Red Sox, of course. So Neal, the runner at second, and 2 down. And taken for a strike, 96. Tolley part of 2 of the wins on that 9-0 road sweep. Got a W in Chicago, an 8-1 win. We went 6 strong, 2 innings. Now the overall innings starting to creep up. The Red Sox held him to 3 2/3 against the Mets right before the All-Star break and struck out 7, gave up 1 run. That was the Red Sox 9th consecutive win on the streak. 97 up top, 2-2.
Yeah, I don't think they're too worried about the volume and the innings getting to a certain point. Had a good talk with Andrew Bailey. He said, look, that was a shortened start against the Mets. We knew we could put him at the end of the rotation, give him 7 days rest. But he's a full go here tonight.
All of last year through 108 innings. And a swing and a miss gets him on a foul tip, strike 3. 1 run in, 1-0 Baltimore. Sox coming up. Brought to you by Plymouth Rock. It goes Ziegler, Rafaela, and Abreu. Then Contreras with 22 home runs against the Orioles. Like against a lot of opponents, he has been awfully tough. Right-hander Shane Baz is 4.9, 4.19 ERA. 0-3 with an ERA about 4.5 his last 5 starts. And a strike on Ziegler.
Let's take a look at the Orioles starting pitcher presented by WB Mason. Shane Baz, 4.9, 4.19 ERA. He had 9 strikeouts in his last outing against the Royals, but Baltimore's lost 4 of his last 5 starts.
Shot toward left. Ward backing up. Well struck, but for out number 1.
Let's take a look at Baz's arsenal here. 4-seam fastball, curveball, cutter. Those are the 3 main mix he'll go to. Change-ups to lefties, and he'll mix in a 2-seam or sinker to righties.
Been tough against the Red Sox in his career. 4-1, 315 in 7 starts, and he takes on Cedon Rafaela. Cedon batting .281, 8 homers. And then Wilyer Abreu has just won the American League Player of the Week. I should say so. And popped up, but that'll be fouled back out of play. So he done 3 for 9 against this guy in his career.
Riding a, like Loomer said, little 7-game hit streak, just 8 hits over that stretch. Just finding ways to get on base.
It feels like a double a game. Right? Chops a foul, 1-2.
That's kind of been the maturation of Cedon Rafaela as a big leaguer, right? His bad games used to be 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, swinging at everything, and now it's like he'll get to his last at bat and still find a way to make a difference and impact a ball game.
Leading the American League in doubles with 25. in there, and he's going to tap the helmet on a challenge.
The batter is challenging a pitch.
This is really, really close. I don't know if it barely got the bottom of the zone.
It is a strike and strike three.
Boston has one challenge remaining.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. So Red Sox in the first inning lose one.
Let's take a look at the Orioles defense. Encarnacion Strand will play third base. Gunnar Henderson will be at short. Jeremiah Jackson at second. Pete Alonso at first. In the outfield, left to right, Ward, Taveras, and O'Neill. And Sam Huff gets a start behind the plate.
Sends up Abreu, 264, 15 home runs. 5 of those have come in the last 7 games.
Just getting more and more clutch as he goes on. You know they come in bunches, and they sure have.
We always have for him. To catch up on some much needed rest during the All-Star break, and seems to have paid off.
What was it, every game he plays after a day off or has rest or doesn't play, he goes deep? Got to find a way, trick him into thinking he's off, and then, no, never mind, we're going to play later.
And Boz with the 0-2. Poke foul.
He just looks so balanced, right? Off speed, fastballs up, down. He's staying to the big part of the field, obviously going deep to center the other day, and then right center way back.
Righty's 0-2. You know, the emotion he showed the other day was kind of new. Not that he doesn't play with emotion, but sometimes he's more contained than what he did the other night. He just went wild. Perfectly fitting in the moment, wasn't it? 1-2. Swing and a miss there. Huff will dig it and throw on to get him for strike 3. Red Sox go quickly in the first inning. In the top of the second, 1-0 Baltimore. Dave Will and Jemai alongside. Red Sox opening up a 3-game series with the Orioles. And then 3 with Toronto to follow, and then they're back to the West Coast to face the A's and the Dodgers out west. Taveras hitting .239. If he gets on, he's the one guy in their lineup pretty much who's a threat to run. Not a whole lot of speed.
Yeah, he's got 10 bags on the year, but to your point, not a whole lot of guys on that roster that are going to try to take second base.
2-1. Jackson Holiday on deck. Ranger Suarez, good to see Ranger there inside the Red Sox dugout along with Trevor Story. And so that'll be ball 4. Taveras will reach. Jackson is next. Now let's toss it down to Jemai.
Well, thank you very much, OB. As you mentioned, Peyton Tolley married just last Wednesday. The newlywed, he said not a whole lot he would change about that day. It was a beautiful, small, intimate affair, but he was super excited to get back on the mound here today. He said the team was playing with fire. They're playing hard. Good innings from the pitchers, good at-bats from the hitters, all the good things. He said he just wanted to have the group copy and paste that. And you guys talked about short outing for him last time out. He said they didn't tell them that it would be the case, which he was happy about. They said they just wanted to go out there and have him compete. He joked that he would be yelling at pitching coach Andrew Bailey later, but he thought his first half made him happy about the way he was performed, but was ready to turn the page and get the second half underway on the mound for him personally today.
Tolley's watched Home Run Derby and some of the All-Star game after getting married.
I saw a picture of it and I was like, oh, yeah, all right. I guess he got married.
Got hitched. Looked like a beautiful ceremony. Here comes the 1-1.
So what happened if he made the All-Star team? So we'll just put this off? Or still try to fit it in?
Guess that's sort of your honeymoon. It's not a bad honeymoon, right?
I guess not.
Where'd you go on your honeymoon?
All-Star game. No big deal.
Yeah. Runner at first. Jackson 252 with 7 home runs. Swings right through that one. That was 88 with a little cut to strike him out. Third K for Tolley.
Yeah, Yeah, cutter up above the zone, and you'll see some swing and miss at that cutter up because hitters see that rotation, that tilted rotation, and think it's going to have more break to it. Their eyes tell them that, and it just stays up there.
Christian Encarnacion Strand, the third baseman in this one. That's the prize for the longest name.
I was just thinking, like, put Saltalamacchia to shame. Thought mine was bad. Mine was like armpit to armpit with the letters. He was probably the only guy that liked the smaller letters on the jersey.
Yeah. Yours was long enough. Just going with that with Encarnacion. And he'll knock that one to right. That's going to fade foul. So the count 0-2. Sam Huff, the catcher, on deck. They're having some serious catching problems. The guys are beat up. Adley Rutschman with a wrist just went on the IL. Samuel Basallo with a shoulder was held out after the second inning yesterday. They had to call up Huff to fill a big gap for them.
Yeah, they're not too optimistic about Rutschman either. I think that one might take some time.
1 on and 1 out. Tolley looking for another strikeout here. It's a foul ball instead. Peyton now 23 years old. Remember that he started last season in A-ball at Greenville, then to Portland, then to the Woo Sox, then to the big leagues. Swung on and missed. That disappeared. 97 miles an hour. His 4th strikeout.
Yeah, just filling up the zone after the first couple hitters of this inning falling behind. It was just right at you. Fastballs and cutters. That was four-seam by you right on the corner.
And we'll bring up the 9-hitter Sam Huff at 154 without a home run. 1-0 Baltimore here in the second. And foul tip to the mitt. Batting stats presented by your local Honda dealers. Big crowd tonight at Fenway, still filing in. And the 0-1 has him in the hole. Came right at him with a four-seamer.
It's almost like you just saw him make the adjustment after the first batter, the walk to Tavares. It just like, all right, let me just trust my stuff. Right, I'm throwing upper 90s. Got some good movement on the cutter today. Let me just fill up the zone.
Tavares with the lead at first. 0-2 swing and a miss to strike him out. He fans 3 straight after walking the leadoff man. One nothing Orioles. Alex Spear, the Boston Globe, is very kind to join us as he does ever so often, and 13 straight wins. The Red Sox have gone 21-5 since June 19th. Are you the one guy who can tell me you saw this coming?
Nope. I think that would be an act of complete deceit. You know, because you look at the historical record of what teams have done after getting to 14 below 500, particularly, you know, in the fashion that they did with the offensive struggles they did, and it was very hard to see a path up. There's a reason why Sonny Gray was pretty explicit saying, we're a bad team right now. That's a fact. And at the time it was, but in the subsequent few weeks, they have been an extraordinary team over a course of a season-saving stretch of 26 games.
It's just been cool to watch them, the shift offensively, right? And say, okay, this is our roster. This is how we got to play the game. And you've seen a shift in as far as sack bunts, moving guys over, playing small ball. It's been fun.
Yeah, there's been a lot of
line shot by Contreras toward the gap. Tavares has to cut it deep. Big turn by Wilson. He goes back to first base, and the Red Sox have their first base runner.
There's been a lot of talk about the value of hitting the ball about 200 miles an hour like Wilson Contreras continually does. But yes, they've talked a lot about letting the game tell you what to do.
Yes.
And the karma of baseball will reward you for doing so. So, for instance, Andrew Monasterio bunts on his own. hits a 2-run homer later in the game. So there's a lot of conversation about the karmic forces that are going into this rally and the way in which players are letting the game tell them what to do situationally, and then they're finding the ball, they're finding the barrel with a kind of increased frequency when they are taking their A swings earlier in counts.
Well, it's almost like Sadon trying to lay one down in the first inning. And you're like, this is one of your better players, and he's bought into it, right? Because he knows who's behind him in the lineup. It's like, let those guys drive him in.
And it's particularly given, what we had seen throughout much of the first couple months of the season. When the Red Sox were falling behind, they weren't coming back. And so how do you counteract that? Well, put a greater premium on getting ahead. And I realize that it probably diminishes the likelihood of the multi-run rally early in games, but that situational baseball has allowed them to play with more freedom when they've been getting those early leads. And so they feel like they've really been able to thrive in part as a result of just that quality execution that looks a lot like Brewer ball, right, of 2025.
It's a pretty good comp there. And so is the defense the Red Sox have played. And the pitching's been ridiculous, both the starting rotation and the bullpen. But what Will was getting at there, and we were talking about this before the game, is a bit of a culture shift in how you win games. It's different than what we saw the first couple of months in attempting to win games, and that wasn't working.
Well, it was the same idea, have really good pitching and defense, but
base hit into right. Yoshida with a knock. Contreras up to second, stopping there. But you certainly didn't see as much of you wouldn't see the Red Sox drop down 2 straight bunts, for example.
There has to be, you have to achieve a certain offensive threshold to allow really good pitching to equate to wins.
Sure,
and in the case of the Red Sox, they had a staggering number of games in which they were limited to 1 and 2 runs over the course of the first 3 months of the season. And as a result, they wasted a lot of very good pitching performances. So now when you have more execution in 2 strike counts, in moving runners over,
high fly to right field off the bat of Durbin. O'Neill will get there to make the catch. Contreras will tag. He is heading into third. He dives in safely. Yoshida back to first, and the Red Sox have him on the corners with 1 down. And Wilson a little bit slow to get on that knee. Epi trying to help him up.
Yeah, it's that left foot from that foul ball that before the break. Obviously that thing's still a little sore, not moving great, but he's going to play hard. It's going to take a whole lot more than that to get him out of a ball game.
It's true, although even on the single by Yoshida, you saw him not rounding second base as aggressively as you would expect. So it's possible that on that, when he took that hard turn at first base on his own, that hard stop
when you're sore like that, and you got to pick your spots, right? But you can't tell him not to play hard.
They'll bring up Duran, hitting 190 with 13 home runs, and fouls away strike 1.
So this is precisely the sort of situation, right, where they've made a point in terms of their conversations, what the hitting group is talking about, what Chad Tracy and Jose David Flores are talking about, letting the game, kind of playing to the game situation more frequently and caring about those 90 feet more.
Line shot toward the alley on the run. Tavares. He'll slide and make the play, tagging up Contreras. Here's the throw back to the infield. A run will score. On a long drive by Duran, we're tied 1-1.
Well, just finding a way, right? That was one of those spots you've seen over the last few days where Duran thinks about even dropping one down, but with Contreras over there, the foot barking a little bit, not moving well, they say, hey, Jaron, come on, we need you to get the job done right here, and he does it.
One interesting thing, Duran has obviously been in a tremendous season-long slump, but over the course of this really hot stretch for the Red Sox, you're seeing the quality of at-bats improving a lot, and that includes Duran, whose walk rate, even though the overall production numbers aren't great, his walk rate has been, I think, over 10% during this very impressive month. So that's gotten the on-base percentage up a little bit higher than it would otherwise be. But you're seeing that not only with Duran, but with so many of their players. Abreu especially has really tightened up his swing decisions this month, which has played into him reemerging as a force.
Connor Wong hit a 276 with a home run as we chat with Alex Spear of the Boston Globe. It's just been such a sense of wonder about what has happened. And it brings you back to why you love baseball so much. You just can't predict anything in this game. Sports in general, but particularly this amazing game. Stuff like this just doesn't happen very much.
The thing that's really wonderful and compelling and just gets you on a magic carpet ride is surprise, right? Like, you aren't supposed to know what's supposed to happen. Sports, baseball, unscripted. And so you wait for things that kind of catch you off guard. This season has offered plenty of that in many directions.
Boy, has it ever. Strike three on the swing. Red Sox have tied it. More with Alex when we come back. Pitch in the top of the third, fouled off by Taylor Ward. Top of the order here for the Orioles. Great to have Alex Spear with us from the Boston Globe. And can we get to, feels like an off the field right now, but very much in the Red Sox plans when he gets healthy again, Roman Anthony, what the expectations are for him, say, in the next few weeks to a month?
It is very fair to ask, and it's very hard to answer, because he, as of, I didn't check today, but as of yesterday, he still wasn't swinging a bat, and there's still discomfort there. And the standard that the team is now setting for him to be able to resume swinging the bat is pain-free. It's ligament damage. It's not a matter of kind of soreness or a bruise or a contusion. It's ligament damage. So I'm not sure whether or not it's still at 11 weeks out from the point of that check swing, in a danger zone where you would risk re-tearing the ligament in that ring finger wrist area. But it's enough that they want to be cautious with it.
Durbin up and over, and Ward retired, one away.
When you've talked about, the struggles with Duran, right, offensively, obviously you love him out in left field. He helps you a lot defensively in that way. But man, just if you could get Roman back, right, healthy, September, there's a push after if they can keep playing good baseball. I mean, obviously Crochet is still on the table, still trying to figure out how to get him back. But Roman getting back in this lineup would be massive.
The ability, look, in a season where he was struggling, he still managed to be a like 340, 350 on base guy.
Right.
So still a significant table setter, even though like a surprisingly little amount of run production and in the games that he played. But you kind of expected that at some point that was going to turn. At some point, that kind of hot streak where he's once again the like super rad, like floating, that force in the middle of the order is going to reemerge, and he just hasn't had that opportunity because of the injury.
Alonso will pop to right field, 2 up and 2 down. So when the trade deadline comes, are the Red Sox going to be buyers?
I talked about this a little bit with Craig Breslow yesterday, and he was kind of circumspect. He said, I said, well, you went the whole time that you guys were struggling without saying whether you'd be a buyer or seller. And he said, I am going to go ahead and continue to do that now that the team is in possession of a playoff spot.
Henderson tags this one to right. That's going to catch some green. Got off that little shelf. Henderson dives into second, and that is his second double tonight, 2 for 2.
So it remains to be. I think, though, that the Red Sox clearly, particularly if they're in this position where they're holding on to a playoff spot and maybe trying to make a push within the division, would certainly be looking to add. But that can take all kinds of forms, both in terms of what they're looking to add, depending on how close various pitchers or Roman Anthony or Trevor Story or Marcelo Meyer is to returning, and depending on, I think it's harder to say buy or sell because there are also guys on the major league, there might be both. In a year where they have some depth in some various areas, particularly on the starting pitching side, would they explore a trade of, if both Early and Suarez are helpful, would they explore trading Sandoval as the deadline approaches? So it's a little bit more complicated than saying buy or sell.
O'Neill takes a ball as we chat with Alex Spear of the Boston Globe. Runner at second with 2 down for the Birds. It's just amazing we're having some of these conversations are so different than a month ago. Couldn't be more different.
It seemed pretty clear where it was going a month ago, and so again, that element of surprise and just everything being upended. This season took a pretty hectic U-turn.
What was wild was, thinking back, coming back from Colorado, and you're thinking, man, that's it, right? The way that went, and you're thinking somehow they got to, win 20 games. Oh, there they go, right? 21-5, and you're thinking, okay, this is the one thing we put up there and said, oh, if they could just do this, but it's not going to happen. That would be crazy, right?
Particularly without Crochet, without Roman Anthony, with as player after player started getting banged up. Like Trevor Story was probably their most valuable position player last year. He hasn't been a part of this this run, so it's extremely surprising to see what they've done and how they've done it.
And dude, this is so much better. this is so much more fun to be able to discuss these things and think about October,
Well, it's a very different kind of history that's being discussed, because they were for quite a while in a conversation among the historically worst Red Sox offenses ever, and now they're in the middle of this historically impressive stretch.
Tonight, trying to win a 14th straight game. Only one other Red Sox team in the history of the franchise has ever done that. And that team won 15 in a row with Teddy Ballgame, the 3-2, and a high towering pop up on the infield. And into shallow left field. Chang waits on this and makes the play. That took forever, but it's out number 3. Alex, always a pleasure. Thanks, buddy.
Great to see you guys.
Sox bring up the number 9 hitter Chang, and then Sigler and Rafaela against Shane Baz. Baltimore just 6-13 in his 19 starts. Orioles, however, playing good baseball coming in. Here's the 0-1 to Chang, hitting .303, indicating a bunt. He'll take a ball.
Well, we talked about it a little bit in the open, and what's really impressed me, there's been a lot of things that impressed me over this stretch of all these wins, but just the fight, the comeback, because how often early in the season they go down a couple runs and you're like, all right, well, maybe get them tomorrow. They just keep punching back.
Yeah, regularly winning games down 2 and even 3 the other day.
They've gone down now 4 games in a row. Right, and in this 13-game stretch, they have 5 comeback wins.
Sang-Chae Chang at .303 without a home run, and he takes a ball. Count going his way, 3-1. Red Sox have won 18 out of 20. Since the 2000 season. The only other times the Red Sox have won 18 out of 20, 2004 and 2018. Both World Championships.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Fairly memorable. Baz throwing a lot of strikes, 30 pitches, 22 in the zone. Sigler on deck. 7th pitch of this at bat is next.
It's kind of fun to just rattle through all these stats of like what teams have done, because they're getting into some uncharted territory.
They certainly are in franchise history. And as the 3-2 comes, and he got him. Overpowered him a bit at 97. 1 down. And a few more on the run. Red Sox 21-5 in last 26 games. 4th consecutive series sweeps. That was when they dusted Tampa Bay. The all-time major league winning streak record is 26 in a row. And that was by the 1916 New York Giants. The American League record is 22. That was the Cleveland Indians of 2017.
2017, that's right.
We've talked a lot about Moneyball lately. The 0-2 Oakland A's, they won 20 straight games. The Indians of 17 went by that. Tonight, Red Sox trying to become the first Boston Red Sox team in 80 years to win 14 straight. A little tapper foul. Sigler 0 for 1, hit the ball hard first time up. He lined to left.
Yeah, a lot of people's search engines getting a lot of work around here lately, digging deep into their archives
And Boz home with a 1-2. Check out tonight's home run odds presented by FanDuel. Rafaela next. He's hit 8. Ziegler with a couple of home runs. Flare one down the left field line. Ward moving on over. He's got room to make the play. 2 up, 2 down. I'm talking about the Red Sox and the home run ball, and to your point, it's the biggest way the Red Sox have made these comebacks lately. Some very dramatic home runs. More than 20% of the Red Sox home run total for the year, 21 out of 94, have come during this win streak. It's an extraordinarily high number.
Yeah, it's that, and it's almost coming after like a team will give you an extra chance, like make a mistake. You know, how many times have you seen a team make a mistake 7th, 8th, 9th inning? The Sox are now taking advantage of every single one of them. Obviously, your head goes back to that last game in New York, and Lindor, that tailor-made double play ball he dropped.
Up the middle, past the bag, fielded by Jackson, and he bounced it, and Alonso couldn't dig it out. He did take the turn. He's going to go back. But Cedon is on with 2 down.
Well, luckily that went away from Alonso at first, because Cedon lost his footing trying to turn to second base. If that came right down to Alonso, he could have tagged him. Hits it hard right up the middle. You're hoping it caught a piece of the bag and went to the outfield. He just can't pick it up. You see him lose his footing right there, but Alonso doesn't know where the ball is at that point.
This will go as an E4. This kind of goes to your point. Red Sox have been doing such a great job of taking advantage of mistakes.
Yeah, right. 2 out error. Bring up this guy.
Well, you're 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first inning. We're tied 1-1. He shoots that one toward the alley. Taveras will not get it. It's out of the track, up against the monster. Here comes Cedon rounding on his way. The throw will not get him. And it's fired to the backstop, and Abreu will advance another 90 feet.
To my point, right there. Don't give the Sox an extra out. I'm telling you, they're taking advantage of it every game over this stretch. It's unbelievable. Error made. You bring up the hottest hitter on the team. What does he do? Lace a ball in the gap. Drives in a run. Sox take the lead. It's just how it's going right now, Obi.
Sox up 2-1. They will not let you breathe right now.
Cedon floating around the bases. Beats it easy.
And with the throwing mistake, Abreu winds up at third base. Henderson will be charged with an error after the 2-base hit. And now he's got to deal with Wilson Contreras, who already has a base hit tonight.
Well, it's a bad read by Taveras out there, trying to cut that ball off instead of recognizing he's not going to get to it and getting to it off the wall a little bit quicker. You will take it.
Well, this happening with 2 out. The error and then the double and another error. It's a good fielding team typically. So Contreras trying to make it 3-1 or better. Base hit for Wilson and a run scored in the second. Before tonight, Contreras 6 games against Baltimore, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. He has enjoyed their pitching. Liner and knocked down by Henderson. He can't make the play. They don't make a play, and another run is in. How do you like that? Red Sox on top 3-1. That looked like the end of the inning right there in his glove.
Well, it's a two-seamer in on the hands, and I'm pretty sure this knuckled off of the bat. That's why you see Henderson go up for it and then have to bring his glove down. You see, that ball's knuckling on him. It's the ghost of Fenway right now, Obi. There's some weird stuff happening out there.
Mercy. It's Masataka. He stings it, scooped up by Alonso to tap the bag for out number 3. But the Red Sox keep on getting some breaks and then killing you when they do get the breaks. It's 3-1. Red Sox 3 and Baltimore 1. As we move on to the 4th inning, Red Sox just got a couple of unearned runs. And again, they're just suffocating teams when they make mistakes. Wilson Contreras right in the thick of it. He started that after the double by Abreu. And the Red Sox continue to make the other guy pay. 0-1 will be in there for a strike on Mayo. Red Sox yesterday scored 3 times without the benefit of a hit in an inning. You almost never see that. The 0-2 and a slicer foul out of play. So a little bit of a cushion here for Peyton Tolley. And the 0-2 on Mayo. Tavares after him, and then Jackson.
Well, you just keep putting the ball in play, right? You're watching it happen. Find a way, get the ball in play. Things are happening right now. You know, you just love this. You look at the team and the makeup of it, and you start looking at the specific intangibles, right, with some of these guys. And then you combine that with a team that's finally playing to their strengths. It's just creating a lot of opportunities to win ball games.
Yeah, to this point, 13 straight. And Tolley will fire an 0-2 to Mayo. He struck him out in the first inning. Just hangs in there.
Mayo's seen 5 fastballs in this at bat and 1 cutter.
Cut on and missed. There's another cutter. That fans him for the second time as we toss it down to Jemai.
Thank you very much, OB. The Red Sox have a TBD for their starter tomorrow. Well, Ranger Suarez eligible to come off the injured list. He threw outside again today, worked on some PFPs to see how he moved. Chad Tracy going to check in with him post game to see if he's able to go. He said he'll have an announcement at that time, because they've been, you know, checking on him, of course, but he says he's tracking in the right direction. So tomorrow night, he said it'll either be Suarez or they'll go with the multiple reliever option. Meanwhile, Marcelo Meyer, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa had follow-up appointments on their stress reactions in their arms. Both guys have been cleared to begin their hitting progression. Both going to start with just dry swings, excuse me, and then see how they go from there.
Tavares fouls it away, 0-2. Just that visual of Ranger.
Looks like he was in a good mood out here, popping around, doing PFPs on the field. He was joking around a couple times, like grabbing his hamstring and limping around, you know, just to mess with everybody. And he's joking around and happy. So that's pointing in the right direction for me, at least.
Looking like a guy who means to pitch. We'll find out later for sure. 0-2 to Tavares, and he'll take a seat. Nice little curveball hooked in there for strike 3. That's 6 for Peyton.
Like we said, he's starting to use that curveball a little bit more. It starts way off the plate and comes right back to the edge. Saw one for Chase down below. That one caught him looking.
2 up, 2 down. This one in play. A little hopper for Contreras. That's a fast inning for the big left-hander. They go 1, 2, 3. Sox looking to add to the streak tonight. They lead it 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Caleb Durbin will lead it off against Shane Baz. Red Sox have 4 hits off him. His defense wasn't great behind him last inning. The Red Sox pounced again. Durbin's 0 for 1. He's flied out to right. They'll lift that one to right field. And O'Neill in to make the play. 1 gone. Time for Working on a Win, presented by the Home Depot. Red Sox interim manager Chad Tracy with a 40-31 record, 3.19 team ERA, and he has had obviously a great run. He's going to have an even better week because on Thursday he goes into the Woo Sox Hall of Fame.
Not a bad way to spend your off day. That's pretty cool. Good for him.
Jaron Duran has driven in a run with a sac fly.
To see Jaron get back to left center. Everything has been pulling off, moving to the right side. The at-bats have been better. Got to find some hard contact to left center again. That's when he starts really swinging it well.
1 ball, 1 strike. Connor Wong on deck. And hit hard for a base hit. He yanks that one into right. Hit the ball hard twice. Red Sox have a speedy man aboard with 1 away.
He has a good swing right there. He pulled that one the right way, right? He was more on time. We've seen him late a lot, getting his foot down a little earlier there. Doesn't pull off it, hits it hard. Just catches it a little out front. 101 off the bat.
Connor Wong tonight 0 for 1. Hitting .310 his last 22 games. See if the Red Sox want to do a little bit of running with Durant. 14 stolen bases, only been caught twice. It's Huff behind there. It's their 3rd catcher. And in for strike.
Yeah, I'd like to see him on the move. Absolutely. Test their 3rd catcher back there.
Boz home with the 0-1. A little knuckle curve at 86. Jake Bennett will go on Wednesday. We know that for sure at 7:10 against Dean Kramer. Sox will have a day off on Thursday, and then for the weekend, the series against Toronto. Blue Jays in the basement at 46-53. They're 10.5 out. And after this long homestand, Red Sox go to Sacramento to take on the A's and the Dodgers right after that. Hitting the West Coast again. Count 2-2.
Looking at forward to that next series with Toronto, you're looking at, as of right now, it's lined up Trey Savage, Dylan Cease, Kevin Gossman. So you'll get their 3 best. It'd be Sandoval, Gray, and Tolley for the Sox as of now.
1 down, 1 on. Ground ball to first. He stepped on the bag for an out. Duran in a rundown. And a throw back to the pitch covering to get him. That winds up a disjointed double play to retire the side. Red Sox 3, Orioles 1 as we move on to the top half of the 5th inning by Peyton Tolley, who has struck out 7. And he'll get 8, 9, and 1 here for Baltimore. So far 3 hits for the O's.
I'll tell you what, his cutter has been nasty today. Already 7 swings and misses on the cutter. Curveball's getting some swing and miss as well.
And a high fly ball deep to left field, backing up Duran. Backing up there, turning around, and that is off into the monster seats for a home run. So Baltimore gets 1 back on a solo drive. Encarnacion Strand, who had struck out in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, and I think that's why he has been getting so much swing and miss on the cutter, because these guys are selling out dead red to his fastball, looking for that pitch, and that's why they're missing the other stuff. But that was a four-seamer just at 94, velocity down, and he got to it.
So 1-run game. Here's the 9-hitter Huff, 0 for 1 with a K.
Let's look at that homer. Four-seamer, top of the zone, top rail, just the velocity down to 3 or 4 miles an hour. Let him get to it.
Encarnacio Strand with his first home run of the year. Into the monster seats, and a 1-1 from the lefty. So we're talking about the fact their catching core was in rough shape. You don't expect power like that out of this guy necessarily, but he delivers tonight. They have 4 hits. They're all for extra bases, 3 doubles and a home run. They're doing that a lot though too. Strike 3. Another K in the book, number 8 for Tolley.
Well, he's been in the zone so much that you're going to get guys going up there. They're going to be aggressive and swinging early in counts. So if you are throwing that fastball, you have to locate it.
In the American League, only the Angels have struck out more than Baltimore. Top of the order in Taylor Ward, who has popped up and grounded out. He's had a tough year with the Orioles, just 7 home runs. They signed him to be a big-time home run threat.
He's been walking a ton, not quite as much as he was early in the year, taking a ton of walks, but yeah, to your point, they wanted him to come mash, hit homers. It just hadn't been happening much.
Backs him away, 2-1. And Alonso on deck. This will be pitch number 67 for Peyton Tolley tonight. Grounded toward third. High hopper for Durbin. He made it close, but got him. Ward retired, 2 down. Inning 5 powered by Salem 5 Bank. Big Pete Alonso has struck out and flied out 0 for 2.
Well, like we told you earlier, the home run ball is what's been driving this Baltimore Orioles offense. You've got to try to keep them in the ballpark.
Fouled off to the right. And that's Alonso, by the way. He's hit 21 home runs. He hits a ton of home runs to right field. 10 opposite field home runs. 3rd most in the majors coming into play tonight.
His bat path. Did that get him?
I think it did. It did. He's been hit by the pitch. So Alonso will take a base.
It's a cutter to Alonso. You see that angle cutting underneath, and it just got that right kneecap. Sure did.
So it gets the inning to their most troublesome guy so far tonight, Gunnar Henderson. He has 2 doubles and 2 at bats.
Both the other way too.
Alonso taken off. He's been stealing bases too. The throw down. He has passed the bag. He is out. The polar bear went for a little swim. Too far beyond the bag. And down he goes. And with a home run to tighten this one up as we move on to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Pete Alonso trying to steal the base. He's gunned down. And Chang will check, and it's in there for a strike on the Red Sox shortstop. He's 0 for 1. Ziegler and Rafaela to follow. 3-2 Boston. Chang with a strikeout in the 3rd against Shane Baz. Cross for strike, 0-2.
Yeah, Chang obviously not doing a ton of damage, but 444 over his last 7 games. Some bunt hits mixed in there, some sack bunts, playing a little small ball.
Played nice shortstop too.
Yeah, he can pick it.
And steady there. 1-2. But you know, we're seeing Trevor Story around more. Coming back from that sports hernia. Been working out here at the ballpark. And when will Story get a chance to get back in the field? 1-2. And a foul tip. That's going to be held for a strikeout. Huff with the grip. And one away.
Tomorrow at 6, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Rodenheiser Home Services. TC, Jim, and Pat preview Game 2 against the Orioles. Only on NESN and streaming on NESN 360.
Ziegler tonight has lined out and flied out both times to left field 0 for 2. He has hit safely in 14 of his last 20. And Boz with the 0-1 pitch. Wrap to the right side. Alonso will glove it and flip it. 2 down.
The bat's cooled off here a little bit for Ziegler. 170 over his last 7. And that's part of being a young player in this league, right? You get up here, nobody really knows you. Then they develop a book and find some deficiencies, how to get you out, and you have to punch back. You have to make that adjustment. He's a good player. He plays hard, brings a lot of energy.
Cedon 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the 3rd inning. That started a mini rally for the Red Sox. Moments later, Abreu doubled. There was another error on that play. And then Contreras drove in the 2nd run of the inning, and the Red Sox had a 3-1 lead. Now 3-2. And the base is empty for Cedon. Knuckle curve. That can be a very tough pitch. 0-2.
Yeah, he can really spin that pitch. Seen 2 or 3 swings like that on curveballs that bounce on the plate or not even get to it.
Abreu hoping to bat in the inning. 2 strikes on Cedon Rafaela. And in there for strike 3. That's a quick inning. Red Sox go fast. 1-2-3.
The 6th here at Fenway Park in Boston. Tom Caron with you, getting ready for post-game coverage. Hall of Famer Jim Rice and I will be with you right after the game. In the pregame show, Chairman Tom Warner dropped by. You'll hear what he had to say. Asked him about the upcoming trade deadline, and he said, obviously, it's going to be tough to make a deal when so many teams are in the hunt right now, but that they are working the phones, as he put it, with just 2 weeks to go until the trade deadline. He also talked about what Chad Tracy has done with this team, and he said the entire organization is really impressed with the commitment to small ball that this team has shown. Talked about the back-to-back bunts the other day and how exciting the brand of baseball is. Obviously, the hope is that they can continue this and keep pressuring that front office guys to make additions to this team. Again, 2 weeks from today is the trade deadline.
2 weeks. We shall see. Meanwhile, the Red Sox are up 3-2 to the 6th inning. Peyton Tolley deals a 1-2, and off the plate on Henderson, who was left standing at home plate when Alonso tried to steal second base, and he was cut down. This is a guy who's doubled twice tonight.
Yeah, Alonso 4 for 4 coming into that on stolen bases.
Up the middle, right over the bag. Shane will sling it over there for the out. First man gone in the 6th inning. Statcast 3D is powered by Google Cloud.
Looking at Peyton Tolley through 5 innings of strikeouts. You see 5 on that cutter. There's been so much swing and miss on that pitch with these guys selling out to his 4-seam fastball. See just that 1 swing and miss, or the 1 strikeout on that 4-seamer. Curveball's been better. He's using it in some pretty good spots. He almost got a strikeout looking on Gunnar Henderson there with it, but the cutter has been his go-to pitch.
O'Neill with an RBI double and a pop to short. Goes after the first one. It's right along line fair. Driven off balance. Close and safe at first. Contreras able to glove it, but O'Neill gets up the line. He's got himself a base hit.
That was close. From up here, it looked like it went right over the bag. Not hit hard. Durbin playing back. See him going. Yeah, that went right over the corner of the base. Durbin did good to get to it, get rid of it quick, but O'Neill getting down the line decently there.
Orioles with their 5th hit. Sends up the DH Mayo, who has struck out each time, up 0 for 2. He's a home run threat. He's hit 13. 4th round pick in 2020. Red Sox are only 6 games out of first place. 6 behind Tampa Bay.
When you go back to the beginning of that Yankee series here, where this kind of all started, or when it did all start, they were 15.5 back.
What? Shaking my head. Brilliant commentary on my part, but just shaking my head. It's like 15.5.
Some things just they just don't make sense. You don't. Oh man, how many times we could say it? It just, you don't see stuff like this.
O'Neill a short lead, 1 down. Big swing by Mayo, and it's still on 2.
It's pitch 78 from Tolley. You always know when the pitch count's getting up there because the grunts start to get a little louder.
Here comes number 80. Been in the zone 72% of the time. No miss on that one.
Not by much.
1 and 2.
Coming into this game, Shearwater, home plate umpire, he was ranked 87th as far as ABS challenges go. 80 challenges, 51 overturned.
Way down the list. Cut on and miss. 96 right by him. He struck out Mayo all 3 times tonight, and that's number 9.
Yeah, that was just, I'm going to lean back and I'm going to challenge you, right? He could read those swings from Mayo. He was up there trying to launch, see the uppercut swing. So he goes top rail, 4-seamer, and he just swings right underneath it.
Payton also had 9 punch outs against Minnesota back in May. It was in just 6 innings. Tavares committed, and a strike 1. And his high is 11. He's right out of the gate on April 23rd against the Yankees. He did that in 6 innings. 11 punch outs.
I love how when he starts getting towards the end of his outing, that smile melts away and he just goes bulldog out there.
O'Neill widens the lead a bit. 1 and 2. So the big guy from Oklahoma attempting to get to 10 strikeouts in 6 innings with this next pitch. With a base runner at first, the 1-2. A ground ball up the middle, a dive and a miss by Siegler. O'Neill will stop at second. And their second hit of the inning, first and second, 2 away.
Yeah, that fastball just got down in the zone too much. All right, if you go up where you can kind of see Wong ask for it, put his glove up a little bit because that plays up a lot more at the top. Even with high velocity, if it's down around the knees, you can get to it a lot easier. See where you saw the glove up there and then where the pitch ends up further down in the zone.
7-hitter Jackson is next. He struck out and grounded out 0 for 2. Guerrero just heading to the mound, and a line shot, base hit into left. O'Neill rounds. He's going to score. Tavares into third, stopping there in a single. And this one's tied 3-3. Third hit of the inning. And Tolley has lost some steam.
Yeah, not a bad pitch here. I mean, this is a cutter in off the plate, probably 6-8 inches off the plate. You'll see where this ends up. Just looked like he went up there looking for that cutter in on his hands. Just flipped it right over third base.
So Bailey with a mound visit. As Guerrero starts to heat up, this will buy him a little more time. The man about to dig in, Encarnacio Strand, has already homered tonight. First home run of the year. And this one locked up 3-3. It's by O'Neill, Tavares, and now Jackson. And the go-ahead run 90 feet away for Baltimore.
Here you are at 86 pitches. This is where you just have to buckle down and go, right? And you've seen this from Tolley through several of his starts, getting some trouble late in starts and make big pitches.
And along with a home run, Encarnacion Strand has also struck out. And they're at 94.
Velo definitely has dipped here over the last couple innings. Over the first 2 or 3, there were a lot of 98s. Haven't really seen those.
0-1. Up the middle. Ziegler can't get it. Another run will score. Tavares in to cross home plate. The throw to third, and Jackson will dive in safe. And that'll be 4 hits in the inning. All singles, but another run in as Baltimore takes the lead.
And the last 2 RBI swings by the Orioles, both of those pitches out of the zone. This sinker off the plate away, and he just goes out there and gets to it. Hits it hard enough to sneak it through the middle. Go up 4-3.
And here comes Tracy. With Sam Huff, the number 9 hitter, due up next. And the call has gone out for Guerrero, so the night is done for Peyton Tolley. Winds up striking out 9. And they also get him for 4. 4-3 Baltimore. More in a moment. Peyton Tolley's pitching line presented by Ace Ticket. Ace Ticket with the best seats at the lowest prices. 5 2/3, 8 hits, 4 earned, 9 strikeouts. And gives way to the hard-throwing right-hander Guerrero. In time for the Ford first and quality call to the bullpen.
Aaron Guerrero coming out. I mean, he has been throwing the ball so well. You see the number. He's pitched in 20 games. Pitched to a 2.2 ERA. Just 2 walks. Lots of strikeouts. You know he can get up to 102. Still jumping out of the hand.
Well, there are 2 out. But Tolley leaves 2 men on board at first and third. Huff has gone over 2 at a pair of Ks in this one. Fouls away strike 1. He came in at 98. He fanned in the second. He fanned in the 5th.
This Orioles team, I mean, they are aggressive early in counts. Just about all of their damage done today has been in the first 1 or 2 pitches of at bats.
Runner at first on the move. Encarnacion Strand was running. And the count 0-2.
As we talk about location with Tolley on a couple of those pitches that were down in the zone with the fastball. You see that sometimes with Guerrero. The way the ball comes out of his hand, sometimes that 2-seamer gets down, and when that velocity is down, it's much more hittable. An 0-2 count like this, if you can elevate, you can get swing and miss.
Guerrero trying to come on and slam the door. Here's the 0-2. Runner takes off at first again, and that's in there at 99 to strike him out. Red Sox are down 4-3 as we move to the bottom of the 6th.
Tune in to NESN on August 17th and 18th for coverage of the WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon presented by Arbella Insurance.
Now Willie Abreu will lead it off. Red Sox trailing 4-3 in the 6th inning. Baltimore 8 hits. Sox have 5. Willier has one of those, a double.
Oh, here we go. Willier in one of those big spots again.
Facing the right-hander Shane Baz with a 1-0. So it's Abreu, Contreras, Yoshida. 3-4-5. The pitches by inning for Baz. Quick work in the 5th. And a little nubber. Baz will grab that and throw it away right into the camera well. That means an extra base. Williams going to be sent down to second on the misfire. Baz a little off balance, unsure.
Yeah, I want you to watch as the ball, he goes to get the ball out of his glove. There was just a small little, I don't want to call it bobble, but not, maybe a re-grip on the baseball. Right there. Oh, he grabbed the thumb of his glove, and then he rushed to the ball and just had to get rid of it. Watch his hand hit his glove right there when he was trying to grab the ball. Then he has to rush. Too late.
It's ruled a single and an error on the pitcher. Contreras 2 for 2. 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored already tonight for the Red Sox All-Star. 22 home runs. It's now up to 65 runs batted in. Thought about it. He stayed away. Now Wilson has played in 8 of the games during the win streak. Of course, served a suspension in there after that, but he's hit 4 home runs and driven in 11 in those games. Did damage. Boz home with a 1-1, and time was granted. Actually, it's going to be a violation on the pitcher. Going to be a violation on Boz. He played umpire Stu Sherwater jumping out from behind there, so the count goes to 2-1 on that ball.
Yeah, the game can speed up a little bit. You make an error to lead off an inning. Maybe lose a little bit of focus, not watching the clock. See him looking at Abreu. It's too late. Yep.
2-1. Nobody out. Swinging a high drive left field back toward the wall. That ball is off the green. Abreu is in. Contreras digging for 2, dives in, safe.
Get fired up, big fella.
He's 3 for 3 tonight. This is a 4-4 game.
They just refuse to die, Obi. They do. Once again, the Red Sox taking advantage of your mistakes. You give them extra outs, they are going to score. Love the hustle from Wilson to get to second base there. Still no outs.
And a man in scoring position for Masataka Yoshida, who has a base hit tonight, 1 for 2. Fouls it away for strike 1. And Cano about to start firing away in their bullpen. Every mistake they make,
unbelievable.
Red Sox turn it into runs. 0-1 to the right side, snagged by Jackson. They'll make the play on to first, into third. Contreras safely.
A productive out, though. No outs. Something to the right side and move the runner over. It's going to force the infield to play in here for Durbin.
Well, that puts it into perspective right there, doesn't it? Contreras 66 RBIs. Alvarez is probably the best hitter in the league and having a great year. He's driven in 73.
He's right behind him.
Infield in. Durbin the batter. With a man at third and 1 down. Caleb tonight's fly to right 2 times.
He took a shot, right? Infield in. You're thinking obviously hit the ball hard, but you want to get something you can elevate. Fastball up right there. He took a shot at it, just missed.
He can fly to right again right here and put the Red Sox in front. And a 0-1 pitch from Boz. 97. Jarren Duran on deck.
Well, he got his swings for him right there. Now we get the 2 strikes. It is time to shorten up, get the ball in play, see if you can make something happen.
And the 0-2 outside. And Wilson Contreras always seems to be right in the thick of it. And tonight he's 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. 1-2 home. Red Sox have already tied the 1948 Red Sox for the club's 2nd longest win streak.
Yaz was 8 years old.
8.
Ted Williams was 29 on that team. Put that in perspective.
From the stretch, the 1-2 from Boz. Broken back ground ball. Henderson holds the runner, makes the play. 2 down.
Yeah, smart read by Contreras, right? Trying to see it through. He's got a little bit of a flat tire right now with that foot. Just hoping that would get right through the middle, and Henderson got to it.
Garrett Whitlock, who's been automatic, now loosening in the pen. Infield goes back to normal depth for Jarren Duran, who's driven in a run with a sac fly, is also singled. Boz now 75 pitches. Cano still firing away in their bullpen. So Drew French, pitching coach, back to their dugout. Red Sox with a go-ahead run 90 feet from the plate. And this one has been a bit of a roller coaster tonight at Fenway.
Duran has looked better here today. A couple hard hit balls.
And a sac fly in second inning was a deep shot line drive into the alley that was caught by Tavares, and then solid single the next time up. And he'll lay off ball 1.
99 from Boz right there. Smells the finish line. He's reaching back for everything.
I think you're right. 77th pitch right here on the 1-0. Hard ground ball. Diving play, Jackson. That took a hit away and a run. And on to first for the out. But the Red Sox tie it up. It's 4-4 at the end of 6. Top of the 7th inning at Fenway. 4-4 games. Sox and the Orioles, 2 hottest teams in baseball, colliding tonight here at Fenway. Red Sox have just knotted it up. 8 hits for Baltimore, 7 for Boston. Orioles have made 3 errors. Guerrero pitching into his second frame, gets the top of the order in Taylor Ward. He'll slice that one to right. That's going to keep on bouncing. Kind of sticks there a bit. Here's the throw into second. He's going to slide in there. Goes by on the way to third, so it'll be 2 bases for Ward to begin the 7th inning.
So they have 9 hits today. 8 of those are within the first 2 pitches of the at bat. 4 doubles and a homer. They are aggressive early. You have to locate. They are up there to hack.
Alonso next, 0 for 2, and he's been grazed by a pitch. Going to be very, very careful with Big Pete. 21 home runs. Fired in there at 99 for strike 1. Orioles winners of 7 in a row. Their longest streak of the year. The 0-1 pitch. And lined up the middle, base hit. Ward into third. They put on the brakes. He will not try and score as the throw comes in. Alonso has his first hit tonight. First and third, nobody out.
And it brings up Gunnar Henderson, who has been seeing the ball really well tonight, going the other way. So look at that liner. Oh goodness, that just missed Guerrero. That was hot off the bat. 107.
Henderson to climb in. 2 doubles tonight. 1 in the first, another in the third. That was against Peyton Tolley, who went 5 2/3. He will have no decision this evening.
Well, this is where you want the punch out, right? Get the strikeout here, and then you're a pitch away.
Ball 1. 101 on the gun. And Tyler O'Neill after him. That is something the Orioles do frequently. They strike out a lot. They've done it 10 times tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's very clear Gunnar Henderson is trying to let the ball get deep and go the other way. Right? Jim Palmer was telling us that is what he is trying to do to get locked back in, start hitting for a little more average.
Ward at third, Alonso at first. Henderson, men in scoring position, 253. Which is about 30 points higher than his overall average this year. Guerrero throwing a lot of strikes, 10 pitches, 9 in the zone.
Got away with one there. I know it's 101, but that's middle, and he's geared up for it. You could see Connor Wong putting his glove up and in, because obviously Gunnar, his swing is telling them he's trying to go the other way. Andy's a tick late, so he wanted that up and in to try to beat him, and it was middle.
1-2 from Guerrero. Got him. Woo. Humped it to 102. Big first K there.
Yeah, that one got to the top of the zone, right? That's where you can miss bats with velocity. See where this is located, just about the very tip top of the strike zone, right above the barrel. Helps that it was 102.
1 down. O'Neill now. He has a double and a single tonight, 2 for 3. 6 home runs for Tio. He'll look at ball 1. That was 101 as well. Men in scoring position this year. O'Neill's batting just 188.
Well, nobody throwing in the pin for the Sox, so this is Guerrero's inning.
Another one there at 100. And in the strike zone.
He doesn't throw the slider a lot. 1 down and away might be nice here.
In there for a 100-mile-an-hour strike and a tap of the helmet by O'Neill.
Yeah, that looked down, didn't it?
Batter challenging the pitch.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Did miss.
The pitch is a ball. Baltimore has 2 challenges remaining.
Dylan Beavers, by the way, on deck. He would hit for Mayo, who struck out 3 times. Ward at third, Alonso at first. Right side, Siegler with a bobble. Throw to first base is in time as a run comes in to score. And Baltimore has taken the lead 5-4 on the misplay. And of course, you get an out. As they say, you cannot assume a double play, so there will be no error.
Yeah, you see he's playing up the middle pull, and he's working back to his left. A lot of times, second baseman there, they try to get around that ball and flip their hips around, and if you start making that turn a little too quick, you take your eyes off the baseball, and it results in a little bobble just like that. Could have cost him double play. It was going to be close.
So the Orioles move in front. And with a runner down at third, 2 away. So that goes into the book just as a 4-3 ground out. I'm sure Siegler is thinking what might have been.
You know, what's tough is now you're trailing this team whose bullpen has been absolute nails here for a couple weeks.
And brings up Beavers at 245 with 2 home runs. Runner at second in O'Neill. A swing and a miss for a strike here by Beavers. Again hitting for Mayo, fan 3 times. 5 runs on 10 hits, 3 errors for Baltimore. 4-7-0 for the Red Sox. And the 0-1. drop in there for a strike. Back to 102. Alonso, the base runner. Beavers with 2 out and runners in scoring position is just a .222 hitter. And that missed, but a tap of the helmet by Wong.
The catcher is challenging the pitch.
Yeah, that's a good challenge right here. Connor's been really good with his challenges.
Still really good. That's strike 3. ABS powered by T-Mobile. That'll retire the side. Once again, the Red Sox are down a run, 5-4. Red Sox baseball on NESN brought to you by WB Mason. Get free next day business delivery from your local hometown team. And by West Shore Home Remodeling Reimagined. I've had a 7th inning stretch. Red Sox trying to win their 14th in a row. They're trailing here in the 7th. And the right-hander, Cano. And here Cano has been good. .225 ERA. In fact, their bullpen, as you mentioned, tough.
Yeah, big-time ground ball guy. And he's cut his walk rate in about half. It's about 10% last year.
Wong with a base hit into left field to start the inning. He is now 5 for 7 off Cano.
Not an easy at bat either. I mean, low arm slot, good movement. Connor just goes down and smokes that to the left side. Sinking fastball. He's in the 99th percentile on ground ball rate. He gets that late movement in on righties. Connor got to that one.
Chang 0 for 2. Very good bunter. Third baseman in close. He'll pull it away and look at a strike.
And not the easiest guy to bunt off of right here. Mid-90s. You see the delivery, the arm action. But I told you he's a ground ball guy. Some downward movement, so maybe you can get that, just push it right into the ground.
Swing it away, chop towards second. Jackson fires into second base. That's what they'll get. Force play for out number 1. And Chang, the runner, now at first.
Yeah, curious to why he's decided not to bunt there. I felt like that was the perfect time, perfect spot in the lineup to lay one down. You know, he showed it first pitch and then swung the bat there. I don't get that one.
That'll bring up Ziegler, who's lined out, flied out, grounded out tonight. 1 down, 1 on. Red Sox down a run in the 7th. Ziegler's been a good luck charm for the Red Sox when he's been in the lineup, when he's gotten a chance to play. Red Sox have gone 18-6 when he has started. Ground ball again, right side. Jackson will underhand toss and get that certain out. It does get Chang in a scoring position with 2 down, representing the tying run. Set on Rafaela to climb in. Viva Tequila Seltzer. It's all natural, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 88 calories. You can pick up Viva at Cappy's locations throughout Massachusetts. Slayton and Whitlock side by side in the pen, and here's Cedon. He's 0 for 3. He struck out 2 times and reached on an error by the second baseman.
Well, some guys on this squad with the clutch gene. This is one of them. He's always had it. Got a good pitch to hit on that first one. Just fouled it back.
And Cano with the 0-1.
Well, beautiful thing for Cedon is Wilyer Abreu's hitting behind you. You're going to get something to hit here.
Well, you're just named American League Player of the Week. And a strike. The sweeper in there, 1-2. Chang at second, good lead with 2 away.